Cut, cut, cut. Cut it. Cut it.
The second of two public hearings on an ordinance with a caption reading the tax levy ordinance of the city of Pflugerville, Texas.
The maximum rate allowed by state law without voter approval. 8% increase on the operations and maintenance. Cut, cut, cut. Cut it. Cut it. I know you've heard a lot about Senate Bill 2, of course, as we've talked about that over the past year. So that is the voter approval rate that will now be 3.5% for future years. I am proposing the rollback rate in part because of Senate Bill 2. Cut, cut, cut. Cut it. Cut it. We've increased street maintenance funding, and listening to our citizens, we're looking at a downtown study. Cut, cut, cut. Cut it. Cut it.
The first speaker is Mr. David Rickenbach.
I do not want a new city hall to lower tax rate. Please give us a tax reduction.
Mr. Mark Coquette.
Spend within your means. Quit taxing the heck out of the citizens of Pflugerville. We don't need any more new taxes.
Mr. Terry Newsom.
From 2016 to 2019, my cumulative property appraisal increased by 37.7%. The city tax I was charged went up 33.152% over the past 6 years. So I'm basically going to have a mortgage payment forever. I have a thing about looking at Cap Metro budgets. They're pretty much empty. To raise the sales tax projections to a more realistic level. If they want them low, we'll figure out a way to hurt them most. And let's do that, and then they'll learn their lesson and never ask us to reduce taxes again.
Cut, cut, cut. Cut it. Cut it.
Approved $410,000 for a community to move a community garden.
This is Michael Loeffler.
Do not tax us at the maximum possible. We ask that you, our representatives, do the right thing, but I, for one, believe that the growth should pay its own way. What's the difference between what you really need and what you want?
Melody Ryan.
Please try to keep the tax rate at the current level and not increase it. We shouldn't go for the max on the last year that we can do it. The sales tax estimate for the revenue has always been conservative. Keep the property tax the same.
Henry Tragot.
I'm back. Over the last 4 years, the average person has raised their property values 40%. Our property taxes are going to equal our mortgage. I love the small town feel. Listen to the people. Don't penalize the people and push the people out. Don't ask more because you can. So I'm in construction myself. The idea of a $50 million city hall is ludicrous. Don't ignore us.
Anthony Wynn.
City Council won't listen to us if we speak out. And we only budget 7% increases on average. The actual is 13% a year. You can get $400,000 just by raising the sales tax. So why was PCDC set up? To promote economic growth, to lower our property taxes.
Andrew Wark. Tammy Smith.
I don't want to pay higher taxes either. None of us do. Kept that property tax rate the same, and we didn't have the money to do that. Don't tax us.
Emmy McDaniel.
Small town feel, taxes sneak up year after year. Taxes matter. Look with taxpayer eyes.
Mayor Edward, the last few years, they have not been reasonable. We can't take it anymore. We can't take any more tax forced out of their home. You voted against SB 2. Vote for the max tax. Pflugerville should just be for the rich. Raise the sales tax projection. You can listen to us.
It's Nick Christie. Social Security is not going to go up $85 a year. But we also pay the sales tax. We need businesses in Pflugerville. Folk bringing new business to Pflugerville.
And Jessica Chrysler.
That you vote no on the tax rate increase. Actually, there seemed to be some flippant attitude.
Cut, cut, cut. Cut it. Cut it.
The wood chipping program and
cut, cut, cut. Cut it. Cut it.
Builders come in and giving them sweet tax deals to come in. I hope you guys do. I really truly do hope you hear us.
Rosie Riddick, equity increases.
Urcha Dunbar Crispo.
I have concerns about the taxes. This is not an area to cut.
Cut, cut, cut. Cut it. Cut it.
Michael Cockrave.
I want to know why. Explosive growth in the end isn't sustainable.
Mark Page.
I pay more now in property tax per month than I paid in my mortgage. Loss of revenue. That term seems to imply that it's your money. Why can't the city look and see what they can cut?
Cut, cut, cut. Cut it. Cut it.
To stay within their budget.
Nick Creasy. Catherine Rickenbach.
Potentially negative effect on a lot of seniors stampeded out of Pflugerville.
Ms. Rickenbach.
It says 25% of the money that you get to budget is by sales tax. You can't afford the food.
and the taxes.
Mr. Spindler.
I'm Robert Spoonmore. I can afford $33.82.
Joy Taylor. I pay almost $1,000 a month. Every time you tax the citizens, then you affect the businesses negatively as well. Have a budget we have to live by.
Bertha Russell Watrous. I cannot afford increase in my taxes. Last year, my taxes increased to 50%. Can't afford any more taxes. Do not up the tax.
From Mr. Richard Flores. Locals get priced out of their homes due to high taxes. Cindy Nelson, taxes keep going up, home values keep going up. I'm retired on a fixed income, don't want to be taxed out of Pflugerville. Don't Austin my Pflugerville. Deanna Huff, and I'm getting taxed out. Mr. James Selman, tax rate should be going down, not up. Email that I got, Chuck Lesniak, the city needs to catch up and provide better facilities for city staff. Chuck Lesniak.
We're doing a phenomenal job at increasing commerce in this town. It's not reflected in our property taxes are still increasing. I don't think you need to cut anything. You have it in the additional sales taxes. You didn't spend what you said you were going to spend last year. We have $11 million that we didn't spend from bonds from 2015 to 2017. The only reason we're doing it to the max, you want to maximize the base this year so that you have a higher base next year.
The majority of that is bond increases, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
So that was issues that were voted on by the voters in 2018.
400 and by my count, 437,000 is what we need to keep the rate where it is. I think we can get half of that from sales tax and half of that from PCDC on the transportation if necessary.
The reason that we haven't used a lot of those bond funds is because we don't have the staff to manage the bond funds. Now, granted, we don't have the space to put the staff.
I am asking for specificity. Cut. Cut it. Cut it.
Rub 2 pennies together to make 10 cents to make things work. We've duct taped everything 6 ways from Sunday on that. If we can assign something to PCDC and get a project done with that as well, that makes perfect sense to me, and that sounds like something that we can do.
Our city is growing at a rate of 18% per year, the third fastest growth for a city over 50,000 in the United States and in Texas. We increase our maintenance dollars, which is a good stewardship. Maintaining our infrastructure provides a 7-fold benefit to our residents, increasing our operating budgets and increasing our infrastructure.
This is a painful thing for me to come up here and saying I'm raising the taxes on myself. Because I can't afford it either. I just started a new business.
We can go ahead and assign specific projects noted to PCDC while keeping the budget as is, while keeping the tax rate as is, and doing so.
I'd make a motion to direct the city manager to work through the budget to hit the existing tax rate, to do that through the whatever appropriate combination of increasing sales tax projections, modifying fees on the chipping program, evaluating cuts or reallocation to other entities for the transportation, and potentially deferring the comp plan. That's my motion.
I'll second that motion. Mr. McDonald?
No.
Mr. Mateer?
No.
Mr. Pena?
No.
Mr. Marsh?
No.
Mr. Weiss?
Yes.
And Mayor votes yes.
Motion
Fails.
I'm sorry.
I still want to move that we cut the Cap Metro budget down to 128 and the council budget down to 6.
That can be it.
And the rate that follows.
I'll second that.
No.
Mr. McDonald?
No.
And Mr. Mayor votes yes. Motion carried.